Good evening, folks. Welcome to Cooking with Dan Luzzi. My name is Janet Rapasardi-Huff. I'll be your host this evening in Dan's Kitchen with Dan.
Dr. Dan Dandy.
Hey there, Dan.
Hey, gang.
How are you?
All right.
So what do we have here? One little measly onion. What do we
Yeah,
doing
we
with
got a little
that?
shallot there. I was going to make a, actually this is, we're going to have to make this anyway here today, so I figure I'd make it on the show just to get it going. We have a pretty big prep list, and Tuesday starts the week here. But we do have what they call a vin blanc. That was, this is a cream sauce that we make. It takes a really it takes a better part of the day. Actually, it takes 2 days. We made a fish stock on Sunday, and we are going to put a few cups of shallot together with some white wine, and just to make sure that we want to make sure that the shallot doesn't turn on us. We're going to add a little white vinegar to it, and we're going to reduce it, and then we're going to add this fish stock and reduce it about 80%. And we're going to season it and tighten it up. We won't be doing that on camera, but you'll get the gist of it. And what we end up with is this lovely little cream sauce that we're going to do a little shrimp and scallop dish. It's a great neutral for fish dishes. You know, you can add, let's say if you had a cream sauce on camera, we've done a cognac and green peppercorn sauce, or maybe a little more shallot, white wine, a little lemon zest in it. You know, where you can go the Italian direction. This is basically, I guess, a French type of a recipe. It's a vin blanc. We do that demi-glace, a veal reduction.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, that kind of thing. It's our little Frenchier look that we give here with our chicken parmesan, our steak sandwich, and we got this little, so it's eclectic in our own little way. You know, we do a lot of traditional dishes, I guess, but this is where we travel to France a little bit. So I'll get started on that, okay? So when we get through with that, we're going to make a shrimp and scallops dish using that sauce. Well, this is getting itself together, and we got a little pork loin that we're going to do. We're going to pan sear it and roast it up, so I better get started.
Okay.
Right?
Yep. Okay. And now how many shallots are you
I'm going to try to get a couple of cups.
Okay.
A couple of cups of shallot. I'm going to use a magnum of white wine, add a little of that vinegar in, and we're going to reduce it. And hopefully while we're still on camera, I'll add the fish stock to it. And then it's going to take a couple hours to finish. We're going to finish it. We tighten it up with cornstarch and cream.
Okay.
But like I said, it's a cream sauce. It's a neutral base, you know. But it does have the shallot white wine accent to it. But it's a really great base to the sauce. If you get, yeah, I'll tell you what, I'm glad the season's over here. You know, just got to get down to. Hopefully, we won't have too many storms this winter.
No, it's been fairly mild so far. I mean, November really, I was kind of worried there, but December was really pretty mild.
Yeah, for the most part, we did have a couple of those snowstorms. Got my brains beat in.
Any golf reservations made for the winter?
No. There's a group that goes down to the Bahamas, though. I'm afraid to go only because there's too many casinos around, and with me, it's like giving fire water to the Indian, you know. So I try to beg off of that one. However, from what I hear, I'm first alternate, and we'll see what happens there. Oh boy, that's all I need there. I guess after golf, I should go for cocktails, dinner, and then have them strap me in my room, tie me to the bed, and that'll be the end of it. I'll be on a plane home in 2 days. All my dinero gone.
Now, shouldn't you be planning Florida right around now, or is that all?
We had gone last year
Yeah,
around St. Patrick's Day, you know, and which is good for me because I'm a little quieter at that time, and you know, it just seems to work out okay, mainly for me, because you know, it's I just don't have any interest in doing the you know, McLuzzies or Old Luzzies sort of thing. You know, it's just an awkward night. I guess everybody's got to go eat their corned beef and cabbage or something, and I just go and get in the fetal position in the corner till the thing blows over. You know, and then they try to milk the whole damn thing as you know, St. Patrick's weekend. Oh boy, I go nuts then.
Is this before or after all that wine consumption?
Yeah, right. Really. Get that green beer going.
Yeah, that's the thing.
I haven't had that in a dog's age.
Come on.
All right, I'll get this little thing going here. I'm going to put these shallots in a pot. We're going to add a little white wine here. This one is a Chardonnay. Yippee! We're gonna add a touch of vinegar to that. We're gonna reduce this about 80–90%.
And now the entire bottle is going in there?
Yes.
too? Okay.
Unless you want me to save us a couple of glugs.
Oh, that would be a good idea, I think.
I don't know. It may be a bad idea
Couple
too.
more than a couple.
Right. Ready? We'll get that going. Get that to the recycling center. I got a little white vinegar here. I think that's enough. All right.
Okay.
Marry that all up.
And how
Stir it
long will
around.
that take?
I don't know. Shouldn't take too
Okay.
long, but we got all those shallots and wine and vinegar together, and that's going to be the base of our vin blanc.
Okay.
All right. Now what do we got? I guess this loin of pork dish is going to take the longest. I should really get that going first.
Okay.
It's a real neat dish. We've tried it a few different ways over the years. I guess this is vinegar day at Luzzie's, but this is also going to be a vinegar-based sauce. So we're going to get this pan kind of medium hot. Put a little oil in there. How's our water doing? See if I managed to evaporate the entire thing. Yeah, I guess today we're going to get the old Christmas decorations down. You know, I keep thinking about
They don't come down at Valentine's Day?
Right.
Avoid that.
I know, that is pretty funny.
Janet made me take ours down in July last year.
Oh, boy. Yeah, it is funny sometimes, you know. A couple of these decorations. I had a friend of mine, he had a Christmas wreath up there, and I think it was real. I'm telling you, I don't want to exaggerate how long this was up for the thing. I was giving him a hard time. But, yeah. You know, all of a sudden, a lot of times sometimes you start watering the tree at home, you know, because it's all kind of over, said and done with, then you wait a little too long to take the tree down. Next thing you know, somebody sneezes too loud in the room and all the needles come off the, well, I'll tell you what, I dragged that thing out of there the one year. Jeez, I'll tell you, you would have thought it rained needles for 3 days from the heavens. Where the place is just covered with it. Needle soup. They should get a recipe for that. You know, it's interesting. I heard somebody was having one of these towns, I thought it was Mendham or something, was having a bonfire for the trees. You know?
I guess that's not a bad idea.
Yeah, but I'm saying, aren't they, you know, they haven't been doing, I mean, unless it was a really weird occasion, I'm not saying, I'm pretty sure they were banned, right? You can't burn leaves and all this other stuff, you know?
Yeah, that's true, yeah.
You know, but it's Mendham, I guess. I'm sure maybe President Bush and Miss Whitman gave them their blessing,
Be
and
careful.
they fell under the radar there. In Dover, they'd have half the town arrested. Make sure you leave that in too, will you, Greg? All right. Well, it's a good cause.
Well, the best way is just to mulch the stuff, right?
Right.
Put it back into the
Yeah, but
for that, right?
I
Dan?
gotta admit, I couldn't resist. Once I heard that town was having the bonfire, my little mind started operating. But here we go. We're just gonna brown this off in the pan, okay? I guess I can turn it up a little bit. A lot of it. I don't know what I was thinking. I'd have it way down if I was cooking it all in the pan. But since I'm gonna sear it and roast it, I guess, you know, I should really get the temperature up.
Okay.
Should mind my food and not worry about my political views. But yeah, but as this is moving along, I'm going to add a couple of mushrooms to it.
And now roasting is going to maintain the moistness of the meat.
Right, right. In the sense that it is seared, and we've you know try to close the juices in on the one hand, but on the other hand, it cooks a lot more slowly and nicely in an oven as opposed to doing something this thick on the stove top.
Right.
Don't get too close, Jen, that's gonna bite you.
I'll put a little lid on that for a second or two. Maybe let some of the with some of the steam out there. I don't want to cover it all the way, you know. I just want the thing to breathe a little bit, but yet it won't splatter all over the place.
Okay.
I don't have one of those little bacon screens on me here. All right, it's taking a little while.
It's getting a little brown on the underside.
Yeah, a little bit. I'm going to go a little more than that, I think.
Okay.
You get it more of that dark brown. You can see it's giving that little color at the bottom of the pan there.
Yeah.
Wonder how my little vin blanc is doing here. Yeah, I'm going to have to come up with a couple new recipes this winter. I've been a little lax in that. Guess the holidays are over. It's time to get to the drawing board, you know. We used to make a dish here that was, we make our own crepes, as you've seen, for the apple.
Oh, yes. Yep. Haven't seen that in a while.
What's that?
We haven't seen that in a while.
Right, well, yeah, we used to do one that had some seafood and vegetables in it, some scallops and shrimp, and we do have that vin blanc. It's a nice little white sauce. And I think I'm going to put something like that in, you know.
Danny loves these cooks with fire.
Right.
Better put that blower on, Dan.
Yeah, you're right. You're right, you're right. Speaking of cooks with fire, I recently saw this movie. I haven't seen it in years. It was called Quest for Fire.
I have never heard this movie.
I've heard of it.
Really? Who's in it?
I didn't recognize any of the actors because they were all made to look like Neanderthals. And they, I guess they had heard, and they were people that lived in the, you know, they were kind of cave dwellers. And they were grunting out their own, you know, signals to each other, and I
Right.
guess they knew about this fire or something. They went and got it, and they brought back this thing that kept the fire. And, you know, they were all happy and stuff. You know, the filet mignon was roasted this time. They could get things medium rare. But they, I guess they got attacked. The fire went out. They had to go find the fire again.
Oh,
They ran
dear.
into cannibals. And then all of a sudden they ran into another couple of tribes that were more advanced than them and stuff. It was really neat. Really neat.
Sounds like a lot of fun, Dan. Was it?
No, it was for that type of movie. It was very good.
Or was it?
Yeah. I saw one last night, though. I'll tell you what. A buddy of mine told me he was going to watch it. It turns out he had seen it before. It was called True Romance. And they had a bunch of actors in there that there were, you recognize all of them. Yeah, so Quentin Tarantino wrote that the script for this thing, and all of a sudden these actors in there. I mean, there was a lot of them had just teeny bit parts. And Christian Slater and this one girl, what the heck was her name? Patricia Arquette were the main players.
Oh, my.
His father was Dennis Hopper, and they. It was really strange. He ends up meeting her. She's a hooker. He goes back to her pimp and says she's through working for you, and she's coming with me. And the fight breaks out, and all these drugs get stolen inadvertently, and it turns out they stole the drugs off of Christopher Walken, who was the main
wow.
honcho there, and they had Brad Pitt who was sitting there stoned on a couch, just pointing everybody in the wherever he told on everybody wherever they went. You know what I mean? Sitting there, he was just a total stoner, and but it was priceless. And all of a sudden, James Gandolfini was in there. Samuel L. Jackson was in there. It was pretty good. So I'm gonna add a tad more oil to this, just to help
And
it
these were what,
cook
at
along.
4 o'clock in the morning, Dan?
This movie?
Yeah.
No, it was on one of these HBO type
Oh,
channels.
was it? Okay.
I'm gonna season it up. A little white pepper and salt. Oh, but it was priceless. Very graphic. So we're gonna finish this in the oven over here. Gonna crank that up a little bit. All right, now we're gonna make a little sauce out of this. Got a little garlic here, that processed variety. Don't want to get too crazy with it. Gonna add a little vinegar to it. See that base there? That vinegar's gonna deglaze that whole base.
Oh, very nicely.
And I've got a little of that that demi-glace I talked about. That brown stock, it's a veal base. We're gonna add that in there like that with the vinegar. So you get a nice brown sauce with that. Guess we'll put a little salt and pepper in here. Oh, and I'm telling you. There, so we got a nice brown sauce here. We're gonna arrange the peppers and the mushrooms around the pork. Gonna finish this sauce with a little butter. It's gonna be nice and nice. All right, I'll put that to the side for now, and we'll try that using that vin blanc with the shrimp and scallops. We're gonna make a shrimp and scallops. Gonna put a little tomato to it, make it a pinkish sort of sauce, and a little white wine garlic to it, and we're gonna chop some basil leaves in at the end. So we call it a shrimp and scallops Genovese. See our water's rolling okay. I'll grab a pan for that. All right, so we're gonna saute off the shrimp and the scallops. And I guess I'll wait. I remember the last time I did the linguine on the show, I had, you know, I'm big on putting the pasta in early. You know, I just want
Right.
to get it where, but the last time was sticking together a little bit, so I'll wait a little bit this time. See what we have going here.
Now, what would you call those shrimp? Like a 21 count?
No, they'd be under 15s. Use
Oh, really?
15s, yeah.
Okay.
The sauce going now. Once again, I don't have something to catch the oil, and I have to sneak off the camera here. Once again, this is going to have a garlic base also. There's garlic in that red sauce I'm going to put in, so I'm not going to get too carried away. Got a little vino here. See that base we managed to create? A lot of flavor there.
Oh, yeah. Oh, that aroma is heavenly.
All right, I butchered that one scallop. What are you going to do, right? Now I've got a little of our marinara I'm going to put in. I can always add a little more to this, you know, but I just want a little touch of red in here.
Okay, that is a very little.
That sauce is very thick. That vin blanc we're going to put in, so I'm going to add a little clam juice to that, just to loosen this up a little bit. Now we'll add the vin blanc.
Ooh, nice.
And we'll get it going. Now I managed to forget totally about the linguine.
Well, that won't take long. We know that from experience.
Right. Get it on in here. Get it in that water. I don't know how that pork's doing over there.
I can hear it sizzling.
Yeah, we can hear it sizzling. All right. In fact, I'm going to take this off for a second and check out the pork because I want to get that linguine onto the plate so I can pull out the shrimp and the scallops before the sauce is finished. It's getting there.
Okay, so this looks pretty good.
Yeah.
We need to just reduce that a little bit more?
Yeah.
Not much.
Not much. You got to watch it. We're putting this, you know, this is a sauce. A lot of times it wouldn't, you know, be over pasta or something. That's why I loosened it a little bit. This can get very tight and galami before your very eyes. I'll get the shrimp out of here first. All right, so we got a nice warm plate. Where'd the other shrimpy go? The shrimpy are looking shrimpier. The scallops, however, are in the good zone. There. There. There's the one I butchered. Send this dish back.
No, looks good.
You know, I feel like this
I'll take
needs
her.
a touch of red, wouldn't you say? A
Really?
touch? I think so. It's a little pale. It's a little in that tangerine area. It's got a nice fragrance. And the basil's gonna work that a little bit.
Okay.
Get this over here. Maybe we can get the family a little closer here.
There you go.
So maybe get a little garnish in the center. So I got a few basil leaves here.
Oh,
see if
Right,
I
I
can't
forgot
pick
we
a
were
few
using
out.
some basil.
Right. A
Nice
couple
touch.
nice leaves. Here's a garnish we'll put in the center. I don't want to put too much in, right? I could put a pesto in here also. Now here's where you have to be careful, because this is going to cool, and next thing you know, you've got mud on the plate, you know? You don't want that. A little chiffonade here. Drop that in. And we'll try to cover the seafood to start with. A little in the center there. All right.
Beautiful.
All right. Now I'll put this basil leaf in the center there. Maybe a little of that paprika will work.
Oh, I think so.
We need that other
just
color
just
working?
Just that slight touch of
That little red.
red.
All right. I'll go right over the top of the whole doggone thing.
Perfect.
There we go. There we go. It's a shrimp and scallops genovese. All right, we got that loin of pork out of the oven.
Right, now, do we need to reduce this or
Yeah,
not?
yeah,
we
that's got to
do.
come together, especially here. All of a
Okay.
sudden, you're going to cut into that pork,
Oh.
and the juices of that are going to come out and ruin the sauce right away. Oh, it's a mess. It's a mess, I tell you.
No, no, no.
So, we're letting it rest for a second or two.
Okay,
We're going to center it.
that looks really good.
I'll start, while that's reducing, I guess I can put a couple of the mushrooms and the peppers around, right?
Right,
Oops, making a mess here.
there we go. Nice and clean again. And that is just a nice cut of meat. And actually, this didn't take that long.
No.
I think the trick is really just searing it ahead of time.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. I got one too many peppers in here. But yeah, we want to tighten this sauce up for sure.
Okay.
Add a little butter finish to that. I think I added the butter a little too far ahead of time, but we'll see if we can't recover from that. All right, we'll give that a shot. I guess I'll pour it just on top of the peppers and the. That's neat. Got a nice
Very nice,
vinegar-based.
yes.
And I guess
Nice touch.
I'm going to leave this go. We're not going to add any garnish to that. I think there's a little red and green happening there. I think we got enough going on there.
Well, thanks, folks, for joining us this evening again. And here we are. Actually, we're not in the
It's a little
dining
early
room.
for martinis,
Yeah,
but
it's
we're
a-
going to give it a twirl. It's noon
Yeah.
somewhere in the world, right?
That's right. That's right. But we're going to try to do a little vino, I think, right? A little exploration.
After a couple
of some-
clears, I think,
Yeah,
right?
so, yeah.
Yeah, I'm
What do we
so
have
happy
here?
about it. Yeah, we're just featuring a ton of new wines here. Like I said
Yeah.
before, I was in the dark ages there, and we got a famous golfer's Cabernet and Merlot, and I'm working on a Shiraz and a Zinfandel, a Pinot Noir. We're just, I'm just pleased as punch.
Expanding the
I'm finally
horizons.
getting up to the out of the dark ages with this, but it's really neat, and I'm happy about it. So,
And those will complement, what
Sure.
will complement the
This one
With
would
the
be a,
fish dish?
a
What would your be
great
selection?
Kentucky mash bourbon, I think is the right compliment. No, that goes with the pork, I mean.
Alrighty.
No, the Pinot Noir will cross over very nicely, you know, or Pinot Grigio, a blush wine, you know, and it'll be a little heartier wine, a little Shiraz or a Cabernet would set up real nice with that loin of pork dish.
Oh, Shiraz would be really nice with this, I think. don't
Right,
it?
that'd be great, great. We got that little, remember we pan-seared it and roasted it, and we got the garnish with the hot peppers and the mushrooms, a little vinegar demi-glace reduction. And we've got that vin blanc that we were making in the kitchen.
Oh, yes.
That is the base to this shrimp and scallops with the little garlic white wine, touch of tomato, and the chiffonade basil in there to finish the dish. So that's that.
That's it. Well, that's great. Dan, thanks. This is going to be a great, I'm saying luncheon, but, you know, you folks, I know that that it's dinner time, or just before dinner time by the time you're watching us. So we'll be partaking of a couple of really great wines and a couple of really great entrees, and we hope you are healthy and happy this season, and we will see you again next week.